All right, we are starting our third recording here today. Getting used to this recording software. This is OBS, or don't even know what it stands for. Let's see. It's just called OBS Studio. I know OBS is like Open Broadcasting Studio, I think is what it is. And I'm using this because this allows me to broadcast this in connection with Restream, which is a service that's out there. They don't charge very much. They allow you to broadcast to YouTube and to Twitter and to Facebook Live all at once. So pretty cool. That's what I'm doing. And if you have any comments or any questions about writing, Gena and I love to help writers just learn from our experience. We've been writing for about 25 years. Go ahead and throw something in the chat, and we'll be happy to respond, best we can. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Is I'm working on Vellum in Vellum today. This is an ebook that I published several years ago, and I need to go in and reformat it and just make it nicer, because I've learned a lot about formatting for ebooks since then. And so that's what I'm doing. I pulled this in from Microsoft Word, and if you've ever pulled Microsoft Word document into Vellum, you know it has to be very clean for everything to work out correctly. Well, this is an older document, and so it's not as clean. And so while some of it, like the text and all that, looks good, and see how it carried in your italics and all that sort of thing, and I think it even pulled in, let's go down here. See if we go to chapter 2. Yeah, see it pulled in the bold. I had some stuff in bold here. It pulled that in, so awesome. But it also did things like it took my breaks that I had. I had some section breaks, and it like made those chapters. So it didn't recognize that those weren't supposed to be breaks. And that's not Vellum's fault. That's my fault for the way I had it formatted in Word. But it's not a big deal to fix, because what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this break here. Actually, I don't even have to copy it. That's pretty cool. I've never used Vellum. It's really neat. So you go down here, and then you can go ahead and insert a ornamental break, and boom, there it is. And the reason you want to use their stuff like the ornamental breaks is because Vellum automatically allows you to change things like that globally. So you can make all your ornamental breaks look different throughout your document if you use their little code. And you can see over here on the right, that's an ornamental break right there under that first paragraph. And right here it's a line, but you can make it little squigglies and all kinds of stuff, whatever you're interested in, to make your book look neat. And I'm actually going to change this up a little later. And you can see here's like what it looks like in a Kindle Fire. That was a Paperwhite we were looking at. Here it is on an iPad. Really helpful just to know, okay, this is exactly how my book is going to look in all these different devices. There it is on an Android tablet. I kind of like to use a Paperwhite because that's what I read on. I love to read on the Kindle Paperwhite, so that's where I like to start. But I always check in the different devices to say, okay, is that actually looking good there too? But inevitably it does. Vellum just works. It's one of those pieces of software that just works. It's only for the Mac, unfortunately. So if you're using Windows, you're going to be out of luck unless you borrow someone's Mac and use it there. And I know people who have bought older Macs just to use Vellum because it is that good for those who self-publish their books and their ebooks. Because as you can see, it's like using Microsoft Word or something. So like I said, I use Microsoft Word to write in, and then I import my document here into Vellum. Now, there are some writers that I have met that actually use Vellum now as their word processor. I mean, imagine just using this just to type in here. Now, I don't like to do that because it doesn't have all the features that Word does. Like all the I don't even think it has like a spell check. And I don't know because I haven't used it just for writing. But it does have, great formatting. It's really a formatter. But people use it to write, and you could use it to write. So kudos to you if you do. That's awesome. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I put that ornamental break here at the bottom of that. See, that's chapter 1. But this is supposed to be in chapter 1 too. So now I'm going to copy this text, and I'm going to go back to the end of chapter 1. And after that ornamental break, oops, there we go. And I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to throw in another ornamental break. Oops. Undo that. There we go. And then I'm going to grab, let's see, That one ended with the word someone's life. That was that one. So I can just delete this now because that's no longer needed. Then I'm going to grab this one. Go back here. Again, this is all because I formatted it wrong in Word. You'd think I'd know by now. But this is from several years ago. I actually do know by now. But this document is from several years ago. Okay, I can remove this one. And then I'm going to, oh, here I've got another. This is just a small one. And then go right down here. And after that ornamental break, I'm going to hit paste. Okay, so there's my document. Some of this is in bold because that's what happens in this book. This is about a boy who gets a laptop and discovers that whatever he types into it actually happens. And so whenever he types into the laptop, I put that in bold. And I think I'm actually going to change that. In here, I think I'm going to make all this computer font a different font. Let's see how it looks actually in the, let's see. I can jump there, I think. Maybe I can't, I don't know. Oh, there we are. Okay, so let's just go back a page. Yeah, there we are. So see here, it's just bold type, which is fine. And actually, that's actually might be good for an e-reader. But if I wanted to, see, I could come in here and I could change it to like a, you know, I could put this verse thing on it, which is going to make it a little different. I don't know if I really like that. Not that you can't adjust that. You can, you know, you can make it look differently. I don't know. I think I might just leave it bold. What do y'all think? I'm thinking just put it back into just regular text. Maybe an alignment block? Let's see. It messes it all up. Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and put it back the way it was. I think the bold might be just best for this document. Because when you're reading, you're going to realize, okay, anything in bold in here is the kid typing on his laptop. But maybe I should change the font. I think, I'm feeling like that's what I need to do. Like, it needs to be like that. That's probably what I'm going to do, is something like that, so that every time he's typing in his laptop, you can see it looks different. I'll probably do something like that. I'll play around with that a little later. I don't want to do it right now because I've still got this, you know, fixing the chapters to worry about. But I'll probably do something like that. And that's what's great about Vellum, is that it has a lot of ability to customize your book, so you can see, and I love how you can actually see exactly what it's going to look like, you know, in the different readers when you're done. Okay, so this chapter ended then. See, that was from that last chapter. I'm going to remove that. So now there's chapter 1, starts there, goes all the way through, and ends with, in the street below, a car slowly rolled by. So he just typed something in, and then the laptop, without his knowledge, has activated it and made it happen in the real world. So, scary. Okay, awesome. So now chapter 2, automatically it recognizes that we have a chapter 2, but Vellum just puts a chapter 2 markup there, and you can change that again. But because of that, I don't really need this little 2 up here on the chapter head, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now it's gone. And that's looking pretty good. All right, so there's nothing else to change in this chapter because he doesn't, I don't have any scene breaks, and he doesn't, oh, he does type in the laptop. Oh, it picked that up all right. Oh, no, I know why, because I started to edit it in Word. That's why, and so those have already been edited. So we'll see how the rest turn out. Okay, chapter 3 is where the series gets its title, is chapter 3, because this is where Matt discovers that his laptop is pretty amazing. Does more than he expected. Okay, so we're going to put a page break here. Ornamental break, rather. And then I have to do that same thing where I copy all this information. But I can do it fast. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of irritating because I did it wrong. So, love to hear what everyone else is working on, or if you have any questions about writing or anything that, you know, you want to ask someone who may be able to give a tip or two. If I don't know the answer, which is very probable, I can be happy to let you know that and refer you to who or what I think may help. Speaking of that, if you if you're looking for some good resources, Gina and I, we've asked people on Twitter and the other services if you have any questions about writing. And one of the biggest questions that people always ask us is, how in the world do you get your writing noticed by agents and editors, or for that matter, even readers, right? Because even after you publish your book, whether it's through a traditional publisher or self-publish, you got to get it noticed. And how do you advertise? What do you do? What are the kind of steps that you take? That sort of thing. And so we put together a PDF that has all the resources we recommend. You can go to writingmomentum.com. That's writingmomentum.com/get noticed. And you can download that PDF for free. We just made that for our writing community online because you guys are awesome. And you guys have encouraged us so many times, and we hope that it is something that helps you out. If you like stories like this for kids, you can also go to writingmomentum.com/mystery and download a free mystery. Okay, see how this is messed up? Because I've got the boys typing on a computer back and forth to each other, and then there's actual type between that. And you can't really tell like that. Okay, Matt let out a long breath is not part of the type. So what I'm going to have to do when I come back and do all my formatting is leave space like this between what they write on the computer. And again, I'm going to have to change that font for the computers. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Man, you know what else? I'll tell you the worst thing about writing about technology in your book is that technology changes. And, see like this, why is that even indented there? Like, what? Okay. Yeah, but technology changes. And so, there it goes. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Let me go to a different thing. So, because technology has changed since I wrote this book, there are some things in the book, like here, look at this. Oh my gosh. He entered an address, downloaded the instant chat program he was familiar with, and re-registered on his computer. Okay. I suppose that could still work today, but like really his friends should probably just be texting each other, right? So this is from about 7 years ago, is when I first wrote this. So I'm gonna also have to go through and I'm gonna have to update some of that technology. Man, anytime you include technology in a book, I'm telling you, it does not take long. And this book is all about, it's about a boy who gets a laptop and whatever he types into the laptop actually happens. I've already had to go through and be like, oh yeah, laptops don't really do that anymore, or they're thinner than that now, or there's description things that you have to go back and go, oh yeah, that needs to change, and I don't like doing changes, like people give George Lucas a hard time because he goes back to the original Star Wars that are classics and he adds in the CGI stuff. I'm not talking about making big changes like that. I'm just saying you don't want like especially books like this that are written for kids. These are for middle graders, and I don't want a middle grader to go in there and be like, "What's an instant chat program?" because that's just not a part of their world anymore, right? So you just got to update it just a little bit, just to make it more modern, I guess. So yeah, take the lesson from me that you do not want to include too much awkward technology. Well, actually, I mean, it's fine to include the technology. Just know that if you go into a reprint, you may have to update. And that's really the takeaway. And you know what? It's not real hard to do. Sorry, I'm losing my track of mind because I'm talking so much. So okay, so I can delete this. So see what I'm doing is I'm going in here, copying the section that should be a part of section 4, but isn't because of the way the document was formatted, and I am pasting it then into section 4, and then I'm just removing it out of the document altogether. And Vellum, as you can see, it makes it really easy to do this. And look at how this is coming together. Can you see there on the on the right, on the left rather, here I've got this these contents that it gives me, and just pulls it all right together, which really makes it cool. Okay, and then I can remove that. Okay, now, see, this is interesting. This is, again, in Word, I had this set up as like a heading 1 or something where it says 2 matches found, you know, wordtronics.com. By the way, I had to buy all those addresses so that they could match in the book. This, again, should all be part of that previous chapter. So I'm going to have to copy each one of these things and go back to that previous chapter at the bottom, because Word didn't send that in right, and then I'm going to have to reformat this again. Okay, 2 matches found. And then I want to have this in there. So it's like he's pulling in a search result here. Okay, and this is interesting too. As an e-reader, it's recognizing that that is a web address, so it's going to link it. I don't really want that. I mean, it's fine, because if you go to wordtronics.com, it should pull up the page that looks just like this. I need to make sure, by the way, that that is still all active and up, but it should be. So I'm just going to remove the link. See how you can do that in Vellum? Boom, link's gone. So now kids can't actually click on it. But it's fine. I wanted it to be where they could actually go on the web and type in wordtronics.com and make the website come up. I wonder if that is still... Let me open up my browser. Let's see if it's all still active, shall we? Oh, where is it at? I'm trying to bring it over here. Oh, it's because I got my... Let's make Vellum a little smaller. And here's my browser. Let's go to wordtronics.com. I set this up years ago too, and I've kept it. I keep paying it. Yeah, here it is. Look, welcome to Wordtronics registration. Congratulations on your purchase of your quality Wordtronics laptop. Blah blah blah. So this is just part of my series that I did, but I actually made it like it was real on the web. And look, I even made it so like Matt had started to fill in his name on here, just like he does in the book. So that's still active. I might update that too. That'd be kind of fun to update and make it more modern. But it's cool because then kids who are reading the book can go to that website and it'll be like, oh, you know, it's like kind of like a real thing. And so that's where Matt goes in the book. But I still don't want that to link, because I really don't want them jumping out of the book to see this and getting lost on the internet. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it unlinked. But it's good to know that it's there. Okay, and then paste that in. Okay, and really these should be that same bold, because I've got that on the internet, and I'm going to center. Oh, how do I center in here? I don't even remember. I bet it's just a... don't know. Oh, that's right. I know what it is. I've got to... Let me think. It's a alignment block. That's what it's called in Vellum. Okay. So then it's like that block is aligned and centered. And then, so here's the 2 matches that Matt found, and I need to remove that link. So Matt types in his computer, and he types in Wordtronics and hits enter, and it says 2 matches found. Wordtronics, welcome to Wordtronics registration, 100% match 101, and then cibd.org/Wordtronics. If you click here, then I end of matches. So then they look at each other and they're like, what in the world is going on? Okay, so that is that. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. Okay, now as you'll see, now this is going to be the end of my chapter now. Okay, and this is the copy that you just saw on that web page that I pulled up. And Matt starts to put his name in there, and they're like, wait a second, maybe we should check and see what's on that other page. And when they do, they see there's this warning that I must be dead, and it's like this ominous warning. And Matt, Lamar whispered, staring at the laptop, what is this? And that's the end of that chapter. You always want to have that hook at the end of the chapter that makes them want to read into the next chapter, think, oh my gosh, what's going on? So, fun stuff there. I had so much fun writing this book. And that's really the way it should be, right? We should enjoy the writing that we ourselves do, because let's face it, if it does well, you may be reading a lot over the years to other people in that, and if it doesn't do well, at least you enjoyed writing it for yourself. All right, there we go. So, again, I got a lot of formatting stuff I got to fix in here because of the emails and stuff that the kids do back and forth. Again, it's all this technology stuff that I put in there, which is what makes the book what it is. So I don't regret that, but it just means I have a little more work to do in the formatting side of this. But you can see, look how this is coming together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I love answering questions. We're with writingmomentum.com. My name is Chris. Feel free to ask a question in the chat if you want. I'm formatting one of my books in Vellum, which is my downright favorite software to format books in for like self-published books for Kindle. Because you can see right over here how it'll actually look on the device after you formatted it. So, well worth your time to get it right. And so right now what I'm doing is I am, if you're just joining us, I am cleaning up this document. I pulled this in from Word, and Word had kind of messed some stuff up because this is an older document, and I knew it was going to be messed up when I did it. And I could have fixed a lot of this in Word and then come here, but honestly, I'd just rather do it right here. So I'm just fixing it up. If you have any questions about writing or any thoughts or anything like that, I'd love to hear them. Gives me stuff to talk about while I do this. Makes it a little more fun. Okay, so that ends on the word door, and then they go. So it's a little monotonous, but this is part of being a writer, right? You got to format your books nowadays if you don't have someone publishing them for you. This one was actually published by a major publishing house, Zondervan, which is an inspirational publisher because this is a book for the Christian market. Every once in a while, they have a scripture, show up in here, that sort of thing. But it went out of print about, I guess, 7 years ago, I would want to say, and so I went ahead, but I still own the rights to the book, which I'm so glad that I kept. I mean, it is easy to go ahead and just sign contracts and think, whoops, let me just think, oh, okay, that's all done, all good and done, and then you realize, oh, dude, I shouldn't have given away all the rights. So I'm glad I didn't in this case. I retained the rights, so when it came time to reprint when it came time that the book went out of print, I still owned the books, and I'm able to reprint them and put them online for the next generation. I'm going to update it a little, put it online for the next generation to enjoy. But oh, am I so glad that I kept those ebook rights. So you want to make sure that you do that when you're making deals, wheeling and dealing. You want to make sure you retain your rights, because I'll tell you, I've been writing for 25 years. I've written well over 50 books. If you count all the stuff we've done with ghostwriting and that, we've done well over that. And there's a lot of books that I've written under even my own name on the shelves, right? And they've gone out of print, but I didn't retain the ebook rights, and so the publishing houses keep them perpetually in print in ebook format. So I can't get those books back and sell them myself, even though they're not really even selling them because they're not advertising them or anything, because they're way back catalog stuff. Man, I wish I had the rights to all that stuff. I would have twice as many books out, ebooks out on Amazon. Well, probably more like 3 or 4 times even. I mean, seriously, if I had retained all those rights. But I've learned over the years, and really a lot when I started doing a lot of that, or when I was doing a lot of that through traditional publishers. Ebooks were just becoming a thing, and it wasn't even a thought really to say, oh, I got to keep my rights for ebooks. It was just like, oh yeah, it's just another format. And now though, boy, you learn over time, and so that's what I've learned, man. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I can see it. They pop up here on my, it'll pop up here on my screen if you ask something or say something, and I can give you my thoughts, or it's probably worth about what you paid for it. Let's see. Warning flashed up on his laptop. Okay, I think we're good. Another warning. Oh, battery. Oh, this is the warning. Oh, I didn't do that on that last one. Okay, so I'm going to have to bold, and I need to center this. There we go. Okay, another warning. So I think the same warning was up here. I think I had my character pull that. A warning message, look. You got to be careful of that stuff. Battery low, recharge immediately. All right. Got to make sure that shows up right. Battery low, recharge immediately. Okay, and then Matt says, come on, last as long as I need you to. So on his laptop to last longer. And then he types a little more. This book is about a boy who gets a laptop, and whatever he types into it actually happens. And so that's what's happening right now. He's, I don't want to do that. Hold on. I'm just going to copy it. It's the same words. Copy it from here. Throw it down there. And then we got what they talk about here. I'm going to copy that. I'm having to do all this because the formatting in Word was a little messed up. Not Word's, well, it wasn't Word's fault. It wasn't Vellum's fault. Vellum is this software. It was the fault of me, yours truly, because I formatted it incorrectly when I did this years ago. So now I'm having to go back, format it nicely, but boy, when people download it now, it's going to be really nice after I finish it. I have no doubt. Mostly because of this software. This software is Vellum. It's so easy to use, and you can actually see what it looks like on the different devices as you edit, which I think is just like the coolest thing ever. So I like using it on Paperwhite because that's what I read from as a Paperwhite. Okay, so I'm almost on this last chapter here. So this is, okay, it's a dream come true, his dad said. And then we got this is almost to the epilogue. I'm going to insert an ornamental break, paste that in, and I think that's the end of that chapter. Then I can delete this. I have to fix all that. Okay. Two matches found. This is essentially a teaser to get them to read into the next book. I like doing this at the end of a lot of my books, put teasers and that sort of thing, because I feel like it keeps you going, you know. But that's one thing I didn't include in this series was links to other books, and so I'm going to be doing that at the end of this book. Okay, it said, let's see, two matches found. It said, okay, so this can be deleted. And then I'm going to copy this. Oh, this says, welcome to Wordtronics. I got to copy that too. And I hope I didn't miss any of that as I was going through. I may have gone too quick. We'll see. it said, welcome to electronics registration. Registration with a separate line. All right. Do that again. Yep. Okay, so this is actually a little something I put after the last chapter, which is like an honor code that Matt writes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to format this. I want this to actually be here, and then go copy that and make that like add subtitle. Okay, and I actually don't want this one to be don't want it to be a chapter. I think I just want it to be uncategorized. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And then these, I bet I can make bullets. Boom! Much nicer. Then I gotta clean these up. Okay. I don't think this needs to be bold. I do think it needs to be centered. I don't think it needs to be bold. Okay, cool. Always pack an extra battery. I like that. Okay. About the author, I need to update that. And my website is no longer that. It's now writingmomentum.com. And then this should be writingmomentum.com. Other books. Okay, so this is great that I got other books, but none of these are linked. Like, seriously, what was I thinking? I'll update that too. This just needs to not be a chapter. It needs to be categorized. Okay, so okay, what I want to do is, how long have we been going? Half an hour? Okay, I'm going to move the contents to the very end of the book, because the e-reader will pull those up no matter where they are. And then, okay, the title page, it gives you some good information. I actually have 2 middle initials. I'm good at ticket. Okay, and then the ebook ISN, Reality Shift, doesn't really have a subtitle, but I do have a teaser. I'd have to look that up. I don't remember what it is. Oh, and I don't have the cover. Let's add the cover. What do you say? There it is. Boom. That looks so nice. Oh, it's too small. I'm gonna have to re-export that. Huh. Okay. Let's see if I got another version of it on here. I don't think I do. I'm gonna have to re-export all those. Man. Okay. That'll work though. I'll do it. For now, I'm gonna leave that. It's fine for now. Yeah, because see, really, that should be covering the entire page there, I think. And let's see if it does on the others. Now look at, oh, that's lame. Looks not bad on an iPad, but yeah, that should be filling that in. Like that. That's what it should be on all of them, if not even edge to edge. So, got to upload a bigger picture. Make a mental note, I'll do that. So I've moved the contents to the back. Publisher, I'm going to make Writing Momentum. WritingMomentum.com, publisher logo. I can upload our Writing Momentum logo. Might have one here. Man, that's small. Let's see. I gotta get a bigger image. Man, I think I'm gonna have to actually recreate these. Because I created these back in Fireworks. Anyone familiar with Fireworks? Back in the day? I created these with Fireworks. So I either have to recreate them, or I'm gonna have to find an old PC that I can reload Fireworks back on, because I've still got the discs, and then take those and export those as a Photoshop file so that I can actually work on them. I don't want to do that. I don't want to redo all my images, but I think I may have to. Oh well, that's a whole nother discussion. For now, it is what it is. Okay, so I don't really like how small that logo is. And I don't know what size Vellum wants. Let me go ahead and see if I can find something larger. Let's see. No, it won't be there. It'll be under my websites. Yeah, so I got these different logos. That's the one I used, I think. So I could use this one. I think that's what it is. So I could do the big WM. Maybe that would look better. Yeah, I think it does. I think I'm going to do that. All right. What's this? It's a title page. All right, so, oh, that was a title page. Wait a second, what? Oh, it creates its own title page. Okay, so that's the title page, and so this is my subtitle. So let's go here, back to the title page, and I'm gonna do for the subtitle, let's just see how that looks. I think I'm gonna change that and just make it the Amazing Laptop Series #1. Just take out the word series. Who needs that? Okay. Amazing Laptop #1. Christopher P. and Maselli. Cool. Remove that. Remove that. Look how this is coming together. Okay. In 2019. See, and I don't think I need to actually put writing momentum. I think I can just go writing momentum, and I think I can actually link this up. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, web link. All right, so now I'm going to change this to then I can get rid of this. And that looks like, yeah, so I'm talking about, I'm liking it. This is actually a dedication. Okay, so let's insert a new page. Add element dedication. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's good right there. And then I'm going to go Doesn't need to be bold. For my dad, who gave me my first computer, and for my mom, who gave me my first laptop. That is true. My dad gave me my first computer when I was a kid. Then my mom years later. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there for today. Thank you all for watching. This has been fun. We've gotten through, look how we cleaned that in a pretty short time. I forgot to remove that one. We cleaned that up in a pretty short time. There's the main part of my book. Now, I still need to go through and clean up a lot of this, but it's so much better than it was. So much better. So I'm gonna save this. Oh, I didn't save it yet. So I need to go to, where do I want to save that? I know where. I'm going to go under Documents, and then under Writing Momentum, which is the name of our business, I've got these amazing laptop books, and I'm just going to save it as One Reality Shift, because I've got 8. I actually got 9, because one's a complete series. So now that is saved forevermore. Okay. And we're good to go. Thanks all for watching.